want to briefly go through the principal standards, but what I also want you to do is go read them and make sure that you understand them well. It gives you a great understanding of the job of being a principal. It also helps prepare you for the certification test at the end of the program. So when you look at the standards, it breaks it down into 5 different ones. The first one being instructional leadership. And the principal is ultimately responsible to make sure that every student receives a high quality instruction. And so that means you have to work with the teachers. You have to be a good reference for them. You've got to be able to support them, set them up, recognize when they need something, all those things that are important to create growth within your teachers. And a lot of this falls within the new T-test evaluation system. You'll learn more about that over time, and that'll help guide much of the instructional leadership component. More and more, we're seeing that the standards are really emphasizing the concept of the principal being an instructional leader. Kind of similar to that is the idea of human capital, because being an instructional leader certainly helps if you have talented individuals in the classrooms. And the principal is ultimately responsible for ensuring there are high quality teachers and staff in every classroom throughout the school. So what does this mean? It means this is going to be, the hiring process is one of the most important things that you do. And if you hire great people, it makes your life easier and everything else. So you've got to make sure you have a good, rigorous, thorough process of vetting individuals that are going to work within your school. Standard 3 is for executive leadership. The principal is responsible for modeling a consistent focus on and commitment to improving student learning. And so the key right there is modeling. And so on a day-to-day basis, you have to think about how you look, what impressions you're giving to everybody else, whether or not you're improving on a consistent basis in regard to the profession. And so you want to be the person that is out in front of all this stuff. It is hard to ask somebody else to do it if you're not doing it first. Standard 4 relates to the school culture. The principal is responsible for establishing and implementing a shared vision and culture of high expectations for all staff and students. Simply means that the way you behave, the way you act, the way you interact, the way you expect great things out of everyone there, from teachers to students, set them up for success whenever possible is going to be important, and create this culture where the thought is that everyone can learn and get better from the principal all the way down. And Standard 5 is strategic operations, and the principal is responsible for implementing systems that align with the school's vision and improve the quality of instruction. And really and truly within that campus, the principal needs to think about what makes the biggest difference in the engagement and achievement of students. And so you look at everything from custodial staff in the cafeteria to how the discipline plans work to how you ensure that classrooms have good management that takes place within them. There's a number of things that have to take place, and it all falls underneath the idea of strategic operations. How do you make sure that those big areas are as efficient and effective as it possibly can be? So those are the 5 big standards in the principal program. I want you to go through, read the little document, the link that is put in the letter as well, and make sure you understand that, and that's going to be the basis of much of what you're going to learn over the next 4 semesters.